Thank you. Thank you. Way!
I'm called Doreen Ainembabas, and I'm serving as the current Minister for Production, Employment, Environment and Estates at Makerere University. I'm here to put out a cry to the government students. Members, we are hungry. We are very hungry.
He's hungry.
So ladies and gentlemen, as I was saying, we Makerere students, we are very hungry. And I want to say that we've been pushed onto the wall since the semester began. We have been adequately given onto our allowances. This is not really working onto us, the government students. Now, this cry that we are putting out, we are calling upon organizations there, people there, to come and hear out our cry. I want to take this opportunity to thank Mr. President for hearing out our cry. We don't take it for granted. Not all have been given the opportunity. Yeah, I want to go back into the statistics of how much we've been receiving since the semester began for those students that stay inside or outside. But I want to say that we need your help, and we call upon the government to do its part. We are tired of empty promises. They're promising here and there. We are tired. I want to end this communication by saying thank you so much for the chance that you've given on to us to put out our grievances, and thank you for hearing us. Thank you for providing to us. We are very grateful.
Good afternoon to you all. I understand you're very hungry and I'm not going to take a lot of your time. People power. People power. Makerere. Sha. Nawangwezi. Ladies and gentlemen, I stand before you as a former guild president of the Ivory Tower, the magnificent Makerere University. And I'm not new to the challenges that you expressed today. I was personally a government student. So I have gone through such times, and I want to tell you that there is a time we even striked at night because our recess allowances had not come through. So you're not the first, but I just hope that maybe you're the last. I want to remind you that during the time of the bad Idi Amin, all students that went to Makerere studied for free. They didn't pay money. They were given food. They were given allowances. They were given books in the library. But during the good times of the current regime, that is compared to the regime of the Amins, we have what we have here today. Am I communicating? Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to assure you that we are with you. We support you as former leaders. We stand with you. We understand your cry, and I want to in a special way to appreciate our party for coming through to help the distressed Makerere students. Because having to read, having to use your brain, I think the brain uses the most amount of glucose, but I really wonder if you're really passing those tests. I really wonder if you're, please let us remain in line. And I know that we are very hungry, and I want to send out a message to the people that are in charge. If someone is expected to receive 700,000+ or 500 something, why would you give them 92,000? There is a belief that the office in charge could be using that money maybe to first make something, then they will give you the profits. And we know these things, we know these things, we know who is in charge of these things. You know the buses office, and we support you. That money is there. They have the money. If they can give musicians billions of money, why shouldn't they give the future of this country the money that they deserve to eat? Ladies and gentlemen, we are with you. We support you. Please continue to fight. Do not stop fighting. We have been threatened. I know that the DPC called some of you this morning, and that's why you're not here. But wherever you are, we stand with you. Mr. DPC, these are your children that you want to survive on hungry stomachs, yet they studied to make it to the university on government scholarship. and they were promised things. We have a contractual agreement with the people that admitted you to the university. They're supposed to provide these things for you. So we stand with you, we support you, continue to fight. The little support that is provided here, I do believe that it can do something, but do not relent. Continue to fight, your money is there, someone is sitting on it, and the more you press, they are going to release that money. People power, our power. Thank you very much.
People power, Kyagulanyi, food, winning, losing Z, hunger Z, administration Z. Hello. Of Uganda, our dear Secretary General, the party leadership, student leaders, and everyone around, interim chapter, to thank our dear President for having listened to our cry. The day we came here to write, very many students were crying in Makerere University over hunger. We had nothing to do. We helped those we could, but we couldn't help everyone. We wrote to the President, he welcomed us. We talked to him, and he said he will give some help to the few, and that's what he has done. Mr. President, I'm here to inform you that back in the days, being on government was a pleasure. It was something that everyone wished to be. But today, to the current students of Makerere, it has become a disgrace. If they're on government, they don't give them their allowances. Even parents are well convinced that the government is giving them money, so they don't give them upkeep. Today, as I speak, people are starving. But I want to assure Mr. President, this is very unfortunate. We don't wish to see our fellow students starving to death. We don't wish to see them committing suicide. Because when you add anger to examination stress, it equals to death. And yet we are going for our examinations. Mr. President, the day we left here, the DPS of Wandegea, Afande Hassan, called all the Mugosa leaders who came here. He told them, we are going to arrest you, we are going to suspend you. And very many of them got intimidated. He just said that because they're mobilizing for people to come and get food. But I want to assure you, Mr. DPC, we are ready to die of bullets, but we shall not die of hunger. Back to my fellow students. These are the times that we need to stand as the youths of this country. These are the times that we need to know that everything concerns us. When we had the fees policy, some government students were like, I don't pay tuition. The government pays for me. They shied away. Today we're on government. Today's issue is on the government side. Very many private students are like, it's not about me. But I want to assure you, everyone will test on the pain, on the tears of this government. I want to assure you that we need to stand, that we need to revive the Makerere that existed, that when one student missed an examination, all the rest never did that examination. But I want to assure you, even me speaking, I missed an examination over tuition. Just because we have lost it. Where have we gone wrong? Why don't we have those solid leaders, the current aspirants? Where did the Makerere leadership go? Where did the revolutionaries go? Where did the Musiris of today? It's time that we need to stand as Makererians and put up a change. And I may have a lot to say, but due to time, thanks very much for listening to me.
NUP, Advocacy, administration Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Wandukwa Simon. I am a third-year law student. and I am a hungry Makererean. Very hungry and very angry. Mr. President, in 2017, the administration of Makerere removed food from halls of residence amidst the strong opposition from the Education Committee of Parliament. And they scrapped off that privilege of food. And from that time, students are dying in their small rooms in Chikumi, and in halls of residence. Students are surviving on cassava and water, and yet they're supposed to be in classes, concentrated and reading. The Nawangwe administration and its policies do not have any empathy on students. All they want is to reduce a university to a go to class and back to your room kind of thing. This is a university for God's sake. We have had many times when this university comes out to shut down students whenever they have genuine concerns. When the former guild president, Nambasa, was president, she led a team of students to strike for their rights. And I want to tell you, gallant Makererians here, that whereas the NUP, the National Unity Platform here, has given us food in form of rice and posho, I want to implore you, I am not part of those that are going to keep lamenting on several other organizations calling out for food. I want to call upon you, let us get back to streets like we have always done. When Nambasa led a group of students, Nawangwe suspended students until he could not suspend them anymore. There were many. Yes. But when they suspend you alone, everyone keeps quiet. When Bossa Price was suspended alone, everyone kept quiet. You know, when I was suspended with a group of few others like Odama there, the rest of you kept quiet. But when Nambasa was suspended with a group of 15, all of them were restated. Now, Nawangwe does not have capacity to suspend all of you in thousands. For God's sake, you are over 5,000 government students. And I want to call upon you that as we are here lamenting about the food problem and challenge in Makerere University, I know we have done our part as government students. We have always come out on street to raise our voices, but there are more problems concerning government students. Recently, they have cut the number of government students from over 5,000 to 3,000. There was a policy that was passed on the floor of Parliament to increase the allowances from 4,500 to 10,000. It was still cut down by the cabinet of Mr. Museveni. Now, these are things we're talking about and a reality in this country. When we talk about these things, many of you think we're politicizing, but the challenges of government students is real. Get back on streets, put on your red gowns whenever you're oppressed, and demand for your rights. Thank you very much. Makerere, a fighting goal, intimidation Z, and Nawangwe Z, Ra, Cha, Hello. People power, our power, We are here in unison to extend our cry to you. Draconian policies being instigated by the current administration. And Mr. President normally say, a great writer once said that every generation has its mission, and it is upon that generation to betray or fulfill that mission. God Makererians, we have a mission to see that these draconian policies come to an end. You do not need a leader. You don't need a leader to show you direction. However, it is self-instigated, it is self-propagated. I strongly believe you that are here is a true representation of what you believe in. And if you really have to stand for the truth, you better be ready to stand alone. I would like to conclude by saying that the greatest question of the day shall not be answered by the speeches of the nobles, but by blood and iron. Let's get that blood and iron out. Let's go there and let's fight for what's right here.
Out on a government students from Makerere University alone, Mr. President.
We have the representation of government students from Kyambogo University. Please stand up and the president sees you around. He's alone because right now as we speak, government students of Kyambogo University have an industrial action. They are currently striking. They are on the streets. Therefore, those of us that are here, it's just as late as yesterday. As Churchill and colleagues have said, please get out your gowns, iron them, and you know how we do it. You know the practice, you know the culture of Makerere University. Mr. President, I just want to remind these young men, because of time, about our times. You know, you sang some nice song. Of course, all of your songs are nice. The lyrics are nice. But you said that people want to go to heaven, but they don't want to die. I don't know whether people think about them. Think about the lyrics, apart from just dancing themselves lame around the lyrics. Therefore, I want to empower young men of the Hill currently, that some of us were suspended, not even once, not even twice, but we still stayed firm and we stood firm. I want to tell you that I was suspended 4 times. I won a scholarship from the Chinese embassy. It was scrapped off during the Christmas fall that I led with colleagues. Mr. President, when impasses like now come, when people are hungry, they forget that they have a duty to fight. I want to thank you, Mr. President. The day we came to Makerere, you named me after a giant on the continent Africa called Stephen Biko Bantu. It was yesterday that you called me the same name. And by calling me Stephen Biko, I knew it was His Excellency Robert Sentamu Kyagulanyi calling. No other. We shall not go into the details of how and what happened on Stephen Biko Bantu. But that's why I want to empower you young men. I want to guide you that scholarship, you was shivering around, saying, I can't lose it. I can't do what is best. I can't do my duty. It's nothing. I want to tell you that I have colleagues that have gotten first-class degrees, but rotting in the villages because of unemployment. I am telling you that you students, you must know your role, that you are the catalyst of change in the revolution. I want to thank those of you that have come out amidst the intimidation. For you are not even intimidated. Mr. President, the man they are talking about, Matene, who is lending money to your students, our brothers and sisters, is a former emperor of Lumumba. And as we speak now, he's also a coward. He used to stand, but now he's a coward and is being used. We do not know his sources. And I want to tell you, Mr. President, that these people have not yet faced the wrath of the management. But when we stood firm with those of Obediju, Konkuboth, Darmel, at one time, Professor Barnabas Nawanga was a coward to us. That every day we would stand, he would be on the next plane to Russia. Can't you be like us? I want to remind you, I wasn't acting in any capacity. I was only the class rep
of my course that was about to be even scrapped off. Just a class rep intimidating a vice chancellor. At one time, we got them in the main building. They started urinating. Vice professors, because these are not professors, these are mafias, acting on behalf of the tyranny to squeeze you, because they know if you stand and just do what you're supposed to do, you can change this government. You are
Mr. President, sir, me standing here is not because of my love, but the hunger I have as a person. As a student of Makerere University, we are not happy with what is happening in Makerere University. We government students, we take transactional reading books in high schools, coming to university expecting much, but you have received less than you expected. Mr. President, sir, I would like to thank you for hearing our cry. We, the hungry students of Makerere University, for what you have done. It's a great work what you have granted to us. I would like to take you through what you are supposed to receive as we government students. As the freshers, those are the people who have just joined campus, the year ones, they are supposed to receive 799,900 shillings. But then, people who are sleeping inside the halls of university, we have UH, we have Mitchell, we have Nkrumah and Sibira, we have the Africa, we have Lumumba, we have Mary Stewart. Yes, whatever it is. People who are sleeping inside, the freshers received 92,000. It was 92 others received 92,000. Those are the freshers. Then the continuing students who are sleeping inside the school received 32, not 320,000. So, Mr. President, sir, come to people who are sleeping outside the halls. People received less money that cannot even accommodate them to pay the rent to the halls, the hostels they are supposed to sleep in. They are sleeping there, but they have nothing to eat. Because those people received 450,000 that they are paying for rent, 350, so they end up remaining with 100,000. Now the semester is ending to that, but money has not been added to us. So you think that somebody is going to the roads. You have the guy called Matene, he's taking our things. We have put our laptops there so that we can get food to survive. My laptop was taken because I had nothing to eat. I had to give Marlene the loan. So my security to give me the money. I expect the money the next month, as they expected, as they promised us, but didn't receive the money. All my shoes has been taken. I took my shoes to my guy in UH, so that they'll give me money I can get because I was people demanding me. But why all that? Because of the government you're having in university, they don't care anything with the officers. All I wanted that the officers, all the staff members of Makerere University, not really. But we ended up negotiating with our officers, and again, we didn't get a chance of seeing the master, nor the dean, or the Wangwe, the VC. Why are they hiding? If what they're doing is very true. So, all know this, but we are unhappy of what is taking place in Makerere University. And Mr. President, sir, I thank you for the great work you've done. Me personally, I like you so much. Why nigga, I like you, boy. You get? So, because of hunger, even yesterday, Otule stand up. My brother, that senior comrade is about me supper yesterday. Had no supper. Is that no vote for me? So you end up being a burden to senior comrades, which is bad as a government student. We worked hard, we slept, we had closet sleeps, reading books, because all my sisters and brothers went through Makerere University. A lot they told us about Makerere University. But Makerere is starting to become a kindergarten. Things are not moving the way they told us, because all I was studying so that I can reach at the highest skill of integrity. But what is there?